Okay, I guess we are live. So first of all, thank you, Nitin, for joining today's podcast with me. So I think people know the agenda of this podcast, that how they can prepare themselves for the data scientist role in USA. Okay, so before starting anything, I think you can start by introducing yourself. Who are you? What you've done and all, so people get some context about you.
Okay. Thank you, Tanmay. Thank you for hosting me. Uh, I'm Nitin. Currently, I'm a assistant manager, data science specialist in Genpact. So previously to this, I was working as a data scientist in Genpact itself, back in Bangalore, and I have an experience as a analyst in app team. So this is my background. I did my bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering in Geetham University, and I did my master's in engineering science, data science in sunny Buffalo. So yeah, this is about me.
Yeah. So I think my introduction is not needed. People already know me. So let's not go with that. So I
Hmm.
think first we can start by knowing about your roadmap when you have started your journey on data science. When you didn't know anything about data science, how you have started and how you have gone so far. So can you please tell your journey? How did you start and how it was in your time?
Okay, I guess let me start from the beginning, the way
Yeah.
it started.
Yeah.
Okay, I did my bachelor's in electronics and communication engineering. I At that time, right, uh, electronics and communication, though it's something different, there is one
Yeah.
small part like signal processing. It is also part of
Yeah.
the electronics and communication engineering. I did a project, finally a project relevant to detecting microcalcification and microcalcification cluster. It's nothing but breast cancer detection. So that's
Okay.
where all this AI and how the things are. That means that's where everything started. I did this, but still I wanted to do masters in embedded systems. I wanted to move to UK back then, but due to the corona, I was unable to go. That's where Anyways, I was unable to go, but as I did a project in this software engineering field or AI ML, what you call, uh, that interested me, and I thought, why not this path? Why not to take this one? Then I researched about few things like which is good in the market and which has future in India. And I got to know that something relevant to data science. Okay, I thought of joining a course in the COVID era. I started doing a course in Board Infinity. It is an online platform, and I got to know a few things, and uh, it was going really well. But as usual, like most of the people, I was unable to get into the data science field back then. This was in 2020. I thought, okay, just for now, due to financial crisis from my family background, I thought of just doing uh, some work. I just jumped onto a customer success analyst at Apteam, and I was trying to work hard with a few hackathons with respect to data science, and that helped me a lot. And I got an opportunity to get interviewed for Genpact. I was applying this whole 1 year. It was a bit difficult journey, but yeah, I made sure that I was consistent in the process. That helped me to get a job in Genpact as a data scientist, and I worked for an year. And then I thought, okay, this is the time that I have to take a break and do something big. Not big like the things that I used to do way back then. Like it was just a uh, some how we can call it. It was just the things like technology, doing few things with the packages, but you never know
Hmm.
what exactly was the models and how the statistics work.
Yeah.
I wanted
Yes.
to get a base model like how the things work. I thought of doing masters, and I did my masters. I came for I again with respect to that, like it took me some time to understand like how the procedure works, like how to apply for colleges, and I slowly figured out the things and applied for many colleges, and somehow got an admit to Sunny Buffalo. I applied for four colleges. In that, I got three admits. In that, like I thought Sunny Buffalo is the best one, and I moved to data science to do my master's in data science.
Okay. So like his journey was like from electronics to data science. Like from one domain to another domain, but it helped you because your knowledge also helped you in your job, right? And as well as you said, your hackathon that you have, we worked hard on that, so that also helped you to get a job and do some complex stuffs in industry, right? So I think hackathon is
Yes,
always important. That yeah, that for me also I've done two hackathons. Yeah, that generally helps us to get to know how actually really we'll do the processing, be it a ML
mhm,
project lifecycle or data science project lifecycle. It always helps us to get it into. Yeah.
right.
So I think yeah. So now the most trending question should be that like how is the market in USA in terms of data science? Like what kind of like the difference between the expectations, as you know, right? In India, the expectations are a bit different than USA. So how were they
Mhm.
different, and how is the market right now in USA, and how what kind of skills that they're looking for in USA to specific to data science?
Okay, so let me put this way. First of all, the thing is, firstly, I need to understand how people mindset are because if someone thinks that okay, if they do XYZ course, they can get a job. That's not the thing how it works in US. And right now, if you ask my journey, like I did have an experience, like almost 2 years of experience, but still I was not pretty much sure. And there are things that few things they'll do right and few things they won't do right. With respect to job perspective, I mean, I I started my master's in January 2023. I started from May itself for applying for the jobs. Back then, I used to apply for internships and as well as job. I'm glad that like I got an opportunity as a co-op in Boringalinga Line, but things are not pretty much straight in US. I didn't have an
Hmm.
CPT. CPT means curriculum practical training. Like my
Okay.
university doesn't allow me to work full time. Co-op
Oh.
means, okay, I'll explain you what co-op means. Co-op means like you will get some break. You'll take some break. You'll do that, whatever the course that you want. I mean, the internship that you want for 6 months or 1 year. Then again, you can get back to the university. The co-op
Okay.
won't is not allowed in New York State. So
Okay.
as my university comes under New York State University of New York at Buffalo, they didn't allow me. So I was
Okay.
unable to get the co-op. But if you ask me how many applications that I applied, with respect to internship, I almost applied 1,000 applications. But
Baapre.
with
Yeah.
respect to job, I did apply some 4,000 applications to uh, I hardly got 4 interviews. That's how the scene and the market is in US. And yeah, again to come back how I got this role as a assistant manager data scientist in Genpact. As you all know that like I was previously working in Genpact as a data scientist. I knew my managers and all. I did while applying for the application, I did reach one of my manager and he told me that like if there is any openings in onshore, they'll get back to you. I sent him my resume around March. I got this call like after around month and the whole journey like it was almost like 4 to 5 rounds of interview in the whole process like that took me some uh 4 months time.
Oh, it's quite long then. It's
Hmm.
quite long time to for you to get into. Yeah. And what kind of technical things they're looking like if I compare the Indian roles and US roles? How technically they're different?
Uh, I don't think technically they sound something big and something strong. Everything is same, whatever that I've seen. It's only that like if someone asks me then why people do get opportunity to work in on-site. If people are in offshore, then they got to work from virtual environment, which is not
Hmm.
fast. With respect to the technology and the way they can use the resources is bit slower. That's the reason like people I mean the company tend to get the onshore people transfer. That's how they will get some uh, more resources friendly and it will be very fast in respect to like how they can work. That's what the difference that I can see. Nothing apart from that. Like with respect to technical, the question that you asked, I don't think there is much difference out of it.
Okay, so it's same
It's
almost
always
like
the same. Yeah. It's just
yeah.
the region is different and what you get the resource. See, the laptop that these guys gave me, that I can work from the same environment. I need not to switch through any other things because I'm a consultant over here. I
Okay.
work for some X company. That's the reason
Mm,
they want someone to be in onshore.
yeah, getting it now. So apart from that, like few of my friends and few of my like, as just to let people know about that, I'm running a group where I am keep try to post the jobs and all. I'm not a I am not doing like HR thing. Okay, I'm just trying to post whatever jobs I'm getting through LinkedIn or different online portals. We are trying to share that in a group. So in that group itself, there are few people are there, maybe 5 to 6 people. They are already in US. They have done their studies and all. Okay, okay, few of them did their masters, maybe bachelors, whatever. Okay, so now still they are trying to get into that job role, data scientist or whatever, but still they are fresher or they just came out from the college. And like in India, it's like, okay, you prepare, do projects and get a job, try to get some referral or try to post your projects on LinkedIn, and these are try to get a job. But how it happens in US, if I say like how someone is passed from a college in USA, how they will prepare for them to get a job in US based in USA specifically to data science.
The first point that it comes into my mind, there are no
Yeah.
placements in US. That's the different thing. You
Okay.
you are in Indian campuses, like as soon as you graduate or from the third year of I mean, if you consider bachelor's from the third year itself, like you get
Yeah.
other job opportunities way in your campus itself. But in
Yes.
US, there is nothing like that. There are
Okay.
career fairs, but you can't consider that as campus
It's
placements.
not a, yes, it's not,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
it's, I mean, these two are two different things. If someone asks me like what is the main difference, uh, how these two should be differentiated, I would keep this way, like campus placement, they'll come, they'll interview you, it will be a direct process. But in career fair, it's not the same way. You got to approach people, you got to pitch in, like you got to sell yourself. So these two are different things. This is the first point. The
Yes.
second point is that, okay, so in India, what happens is that like the networking is not that much key, I can tell you, because every you know people, like if you know some people, if there is a way, you'll be able to catch that way and you can get the job. But in US, based on my experience, even if you do whatever the networking that you want, it's not that easy because I see that like um in US there are many companies. But the thing is, like, even the companies are there, even the many roles are there. I don't think most of the job, what you see in the LinkedIn, are real. I mean, it's a fake thing
Yeah,
because
mostly, huh?
I'll come to that point. You know what happened? Like, there was an HR from some ex company who visited my campus, Sunny Buffalo. She was direct enough. She told that like we post job just to keep the track of the applicants. We didn't really
Okay.
post it. It's just for the ATS. Like they will get to know how many people are in the market and some X
Oh.
reasons. It's not real jobs. So in this way, if you think I mean, I'll ask people that like many do ask me that like how to crack a job. It is a simple question. Like if someone is hunting for a job, I'll just ask them like how many jobs that you are applying. It's always the probability that hits you. And in India, it's pretty straightforward and very easy to get an interview. But in US, it's not the same thing. You won't get interviews at all. You just have to keep on applying. It's just a number game. And you should not stick on to the one job role. I mean, if you did masters in data science, it's if you stick on to just data science, that doesn't work like that. You have to be flexible in moving into different streams.
Yeah. So, but like like I know it's very hard to get a job because of these challenges that you have mentioned. But like, how, like, what trick or not a trick, maybe what process they should follow to get a job at least? Because that people are getting depressed because of that. That now I'm not getting job. Maybe I'm not skilled enough. But that's not the truth. The reality is something different that they have to understand. So, like, can you tell them how they can prepare themselves to get a job at least? Yeah, they have to struggle. That's for sure, but there
I
should
mean,
be some
no, no,
question
no.
to
See,
question.
you're not
Okay,
getting my point. I did answer this question in the previous question itself. You didn't catch my
okay,
point. The
okay.
one key thing here is that it's not about the technologies or technical skills one who has. I know it's very important, but the way I think is that you got to be consistent. You got to apply for more application. That's where you will succeed. And the chances of you getting an interview in US, it all depends on you, like how many applications that you are applying every day.
Uh,
Because the job role, what you see, you feel that okay, you applied for some 50 companies, 50 job roles today. I'm telling you, like 45 job postings might be fake. What will you do in that
okay.
case? It's just
Yes.
about the number. You have to increase the number. If you are increasing the number, that's when like you'll be in a right position. Every day you have to sit and invest some 4 hours in applying for the jobs, and you have to network. And there are some strategies. Like for example, if someone comes and asks me like, is there a proper strategy that one has to use? I always tell that like LinkedIn is the right way of approaching people, and there are many strategies. And you know what, like there are ways you can identify it's a right or wrong applications to apply. There are some techniques, like I can tell you. For
Yeah.
example, you see a job posting in LinkedIn or some, it might be any other platforms. Consider, okay, today I saw a job posting in LinkedIn. Now, if someone asks me like how to find out whether it's a real or not,
Mhm.
take the keyword out of it, the job title, and just search the same thing in the LinkedIn post. If you see the same interaction with the company author in the postings, that's when you find out that it's a real job. If someone has posted
Okay.
that like there is something that the company has offered, that then that's what when you feel it's a correct job. It's not a fake job. It's a real posting that company wants to hire someone. That's how you get to know.
Okay. So okay, okay. That's
And
this
then
is a
moreover,
good.
like
Yeah.
if you ask me like some strategies how to get into the market, there are few
Yeah.
techniques. Like one small, I mean, there are I know some pretty many more techniques, but I would like to reveal one few of them here. So, for
Yeah.
example, like if you ask me like the first way of approaching the job, uh, which jobs to apply, I would simply suggest that like they have to just search for hiring in and which are the job postings that they are looking for, plus hiring in the search tool in the LinkedIn. That's how they'll be able to get the people like who have posted. They have to approach them. That's where they'll be able to get in touch or apply for the same job posting if they see some if someone has posted relevant to the job.
Okay.
Their
Yeah.
priority should be on that. That's where I'm telling like they have to invest some 4 hours daily.
Okay. I guess one guy asked one question. Let me show you that question. Um.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think you can see the question.
Uh, my direct answer for this would be like, okay, I can tell you X number of things, like some X number, but the thing, what I'm thinking from your question is that don't try to be negative. I can show you N number of people who have got placed in a very good company. It's not about the number game. You should always see like what extra thing that you can put and how different you can be from the job market. That's when you are confident to come in. Like you, if you are looking for the probabilities that like whether you'll be able to succeed or not, that's not right. Because you can see every now and then there is a way that like you can succeed with the market. But with coming back to this number, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty much sure with comparing to last 2 years, now it has been increased to some 50% of how many people used to be consistently succeed in the US and who has gone back, it has increased with more than 50%. That's what I would like to tell you.
Okay. I guess. Thank you. I think Nitin, your question has been answered by Nitin again. So same name. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So yeah. Thanks for the idea, Nitin. So
That's okay. No, no worries.
yeah. So can you please tell me like there's a confusion between freshers or whoever is coming into the data industry, right? That a data scientist, a ML engineer, some people call it AI engineer. Okay, this drama of the designation names, right? So if I want to be specific, okay, there's a data analyst designation or BI developer and a data scientist. So how are the different? Like, what is the difference between them, and how what
Okay.
kind of job roles they can be getting it? Because not only data analysts and data scientists, maybe data engineering also. That okay, they
Okay.
said okay, they will getting confused that okay, they are data, where is data? But how they're different? Can you explain to my team so that they will get to know?
Okay. Okay. May I know like how many people are on live now?
I think 6 to 7 people.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that six to
Yeah.
seven people, can you please ask them like how many of them know the difference between data scientist and data analyst? If they can answer in the just in the chat, can you please tell me like what they're answering so that I'll come to the answer to your question. I just want a answer from there and like what they are thinking. What's the main difference between data scientist and data analyst?
So 8 people already joined after your this discussion. So I guess guys, you can write in the chat what you understand about the difference between data analyst and the data scientist. I think let's wait for 1 minute or maybe. Guys, if you know, please write in the chat. I think they are thinking what they should answer. That
That's
can
okay,
be
no
okay.
worries. Like I'm just waiting for their answers so that like I can answer to your question.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Guys, I think you can type in the chat. Whatever you know, you can type. If it's wrong, that's also fine. That's why easier. Okay, so one guy have written something. Can you
Mm-hmm.
see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you, Jay, for your comment. And any other people can you please comment?
That's
Okay,
okay.
so
Like we can move on. Like if no one is commenting, okay.
yeah.
I can see the other person data analyst. Nice. Thanks, Nagraj.
Yeah, I think only 2 people commented as of now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll thank both of them like who answered, and it's a right way of approach. And the way I would put this answer is that like uh, the question that you asked me was that when a company posts some job, they'll see that that would be their immediate requirement and you might get a chance to work on the same things and there might be some x number of things they might hire people now and later on they might get the same role what they have requested for, but ultimately what you people have to see is that the job description you have to see it, you have to understand it what they're really interested in, and in that 60% of the work should be what they are promised in job description. If you are able to achieve the 60% of work what you're doing with respect to the job description, that's what really matters, nothing apart from that. 40% wherever you go, you see a different kind of roles that you're doing. And mainly data analysts are the ones like who will be just reporting the past findings, and data scientist is someone like he just thinks about the future predictions. And both like I mean it's not about the differences, like sometimes even the data scientist has to go back and do 40% of the things and he can't tell that like I'm a data scientist, I can't do this. That doesn't work like that. That's the reason I'm telling like 60 percentage of the things if you are able to achieve in your whichever the job description that you are going to, you should be good. And suddenly you and there are some few things I have heard from people that initially I can't become a data scientist, later on I'll become. No, I'm just looking for data analyst job or data
Yeah, this is
business
this
analyst job
is
or business
yeah.
intelligence role. that doesn't work like that. Like if you get a you see, you can't later on jump into some other field. It's in the straightforward, like becoming a fresher, you have to be a data scientist, or you have to uh, keep on looking for that kind of role. That's where you will be able to succeed. If you think that like, okay, let me take some experience as a data analyst, you will grow progressively for a different level. Like for example, you might be in L1, L2, L3, you'll be going on in that level, but you'll be in the data analyst only. You can't get into data scientist. That's a different field because you are expertise in the data analyst. You are expertise in the present, past or present data, and you can't just go into do a different job. So that's the one different thing like people used to think. I'm one of them
Yeah.
first data analyst, then more. That doesn't work like that. Yeah. This
Yeah.
thing that like they have to, I mean, I've seen this thing in the few of the education institutions. I mean, I don't want to mention like even when I joined, it was the same thing. Like they told that like you have to dirty your hands with the data analysis,
Yeah.
then only you can become data scientist. So it doesn't work like that. From the first day itself, if you go in that field, then only you'll be able to achieve your things. Yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. Oh, Chowdhury, hopefully from now onwards, you know what needs to be done.
Yeah, so that's a really important answer that people need to know that this kind of confusion they always have. So
No worries.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I guess I'm done with my questions, whatever I had. Guys,
Hmm.
if you have any question, you can ask in the chat. And apart from that, Nitin, if you have any last guidance for them, or if you have some
Yeah,
last comment for
actually,
them,
before
oh,
coming to that, I thought of
yeah,
telling you a few things. So
yeah,
people who are really interested to do masters in data science or
yeah,
any other field, if someone is really interested moving to other places, not only US. So
mm,
first comes with the preparation. Few things you have to keep in mind, not only the exams that you take, like GRE or the English test. Next
mm,
comes the SOP. I would always suggest that keep some time, like keep some 1 year for the preparations. Then you can minimize your resources, financial resources. Like you can get a lot of scholarships. That's where I've gone wrong. So I'm suggesting people to at least keep some 1 year for the preparation part so that like you can minimize your fees, other things and all. And you'll get to know many things like if you research previously getting into the US education or institutions. And secondly, in these preparations and all, people think that like it's there are few consultancy, it's easy to directly get into that. That doesn't work like that. Like it's all the efforts that what you put in, and you don't get scholarships like if you join to any consultancy. I would always suggest like you have to research and you have to apply. That's when you'll be getting your scholarship amount. Otherwise the consultancy people will be eating all of your scholarship amounts. Don't do that. This will be
okay,
the one right thing. And then afterwards, like um, assume that like you have finalized the university, you have gotten admit, and start getting to know more about the university, because as I mentioned, like you have to know whether you can do co-ops or not, whether you'll be eligible for internships in the middle of your semesters. These things will be very critical. Later on, you can't change the things that like you have already moved into the university. Now you have to bear with the university rules and regulations. Try to understand what exactly and how the things work and how many campus jobs are available. That's the reason I'm telling you, like keeps at least 1 year preparation to understand, to finalize your universities, then do things properly. That's where like your preparation pays you later on in the stages once if you get into the university. And with respect to job market everywhere, it's the same. That's what I feel. But getting an interview in US, it's a bit tough, but I feel clearing it is not that easy. Like it depends on companies to companies, and there are a lot of things to do. I'm not talking about this only with respect to US. Wherever you go, it's the same. And what the problems that you are solving, and you always think that it's just about the skills and the technologies that you use. That's not the right thing. It's always the problem solving abilities. People just see whether you are capable enough to solve the challenges what industry has or what the job requires you to do. That's the difference that you can give to the company and how you can survive with rest of it. That's
I
it, I
think
guess, from my end.
yeah. So Shahbaz asked one question, and then Nitin Kakri also asked one question. Let me show you one by one.
Mhm.
So he's asking this.
So now tell me one thing. I mean, yeah, I completely understand. First of all, you need to understand yourself, like which interests you. For me, always like predicting something or doing something relevant to that interested me. I stick on to that mind. Like I have to be in that field. I'm telling you, right? Like I was in a financial crisis. Like after doing my bachelor's, I had to get a job. That's the reason I was into support for a year. After getting into support, I didn't leave like what I wanted to do. Being in support, I made sure that like I did hackathons, I did all the things. I understood case studies, like how the things work. Then I was able to get into the scientist field. So if you are, I would always suggest first take a job, whatever might be the job, because you might be. If you are financially free, then I don't think you would require one. But if you are not financially free, just get a job. Then try to get focused with whatever the technology that you want, then focus in that way and start. uh, uh, Consistency is the key. That's the main reason that what I have followed, and I would also suggest the same things for others.
Okay, okay, thank you for your answer. I think another question. Let me show you.
What advice would you give for people? First thing is that okay, I'm not sure whether I mean few people might be demotivated. Let me tell you a story. Recently, there was my friend like who is in UK. He's doing masters in embedded system because even I did my bachelor's in electronic system. As he knew, like I'm doing masters in US as a data scientist, and I got into a job. Like he did contact me and he asked uh, one of his friend to advise him. He was a junior. He had done bachelor's in data science and he wanted to move to US for his master's in data science. I always suggest you to have some experience. Experience is the key because you're it's not straightforward because you're moving to some other different country. If you are in your own country, it's a bit hard to get the same job. So get some experience, try to know what are the loopholes, then start getting to n- different country. Then it will be very helpful for you to get interviews as well. Because I've seen here with 3+ years of experience, people are getting interview calls. It's not that difficult, but freshers are really it's very hard for freshers to get a job. But the other way is around, take a fall intake, not the spring intake. Because if you are taking fall intake, you have the opportunity to get an internship. So apply for internships and you'll be able to make it. But again, like if you don't have experience, then you have to do a lot of projects. Make sure that your portfolio, a GitHub account, that speaks, not you. Like that's where the difference lies between you and the freshers and the experienced people. I would always suggest like do a lot of projects. And again, like if you don't have experience, also don't hesitate. If you have a good number of projects that you can excel than the ones who is already don't have job, that's where the difference lies in. And that's how you can compete with the market.
Okay, I guess Nitin, your question is answered. So yeah, I think guys, if you have any question, you can uh, write in the chat. He will answer. So okay, so
I want
apart,
to tell
yeah,
one more thing. Like if someone thinks
sure,
that
sure.
like I've done all the things that I can do, if if someone comes and tell me that like I've done all the things, like I've been doing this for 2 years, nothing has worked out for me, I know all the skills, I'm top notch. Then if there is someone like that, then I would suggest a simple trick. Okay, just start your own company because you know all the technologies, you know everything. If that's not the case, then you should question yourself. Then I'm like I lacking somewhere. That's the reason I'm not able to get grab a job. Otherwise, I could have opened a new venture for myself.
Yes, that's correct. That's how we know where we are also not working properly. So we should try to make ourselves better on that part always.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think let people write in the chat if they have anything to discuss about it. So apart from that, do you have any final comment for them? Whoever is watching us, whoever is going to watch us after this live session also.
Yeah, I mean, if someone is really I mean, if someone is facing very difficult things with respect to job opportunities in US, they can do contact me. Like you can put my resume, sorry, my LinkedIn a
Yes.
link to the in the chat or
Yes, I'll put.
wherever you want, so that like they can reach out to me. Like I have many strategies because I've really worked for 1 year. Like I know a few things which I can tell them, make them understand how the things are different, and hopefully that strategies will be not the same way. These are the strategies they might have not come across. Probably that's how I can help them.
Okay, sure. I'll try to put your LinkedIn in this description of this YouTube video, and as well as I'll put in the chat also. So yeah, I guess yeah. We are done from our end. So if you guys have any question, you can ask, or we can drop off this call. Let's see if anyone have any questions. Okay, so one guy asked one question. Let me show you.
So even it's the same thing. You should think yourself as a fresher in this case because even though you have some experience in the other field, you're trying to switch because I know that like you have tremendous years of experience, but with respect to leadership and management, you might be having wonderful things. But as a data scientist, you should feel yourself as a fresher and get many projects done. Keep yourself updated with your projects and GitHub. Make sure that's how you can compete with the market. And you have to be I would always suggest like try for a consulting position because you have 12 years of experience in some other domain. That means that will really help you. And whichever the industry that you have worked with, try to stick on to that. For example, you have been in healthcare in as a software engineer. Now, if you want to transition as a data scientist, make sure you go with respect to healthcare domain itself. That's where you can succeed. That's the key part in switching the career journey from one side to other side.
Yeah, I think your question is being answered, Jay. I think Savas is a bit depressed. He's saying nothing worked for him. So any comment for him?
So, I mean, I the next question what I would ask him is that like how many job applications that is applying daily. If it's simple, like you have to keep it 100 applications per day. And just imagine if you're applying for 100 applications per day, and first of all, I have to ask him whether he's getting interviews or not. If he is not getting interviews, then he has to increase his number of applications. Consistently, he has to apply for 100 job every day. And if he comes and if he replies that like if he is not finding those many job roles, then the way he has to find them, like there are techniques. That's where he is not going right. Like he can text me personally so that like I can help him.
Yeah, sure. I think I'll provide your LinkedIn profile in this
Yeah, sure.
description anyway, so they'll come to know about it. So I think also he has appreciated. I think okay. So he's saying
That's the problem. See, 10 to 15 application will not fetch you anything. I'm telling you about my journey. Like I had 2 years of experience in the uh same field, but still, uh, I was not, if I would have taught you in the same way, like I have experience, it would have been easy in years. That would have not fetched me anything. Applying 100 of applications every day. Uh, Overall, that's what 4K applications that I've applied, and I've just got 4 interviews. So you know how difficult it is. 10 to 15 application is nothing. You gotta increase your number of applications. That's where you can succeed. And you should be, I mean, in the initial journey, like you have to make sure that like if you don't have any job, get into some job. Later on, like be consistent in doing some hackathons, other things, and apply for more number of applications if you're not getting interviews, then you'll be able to succeed. And you can do text me in LinkedIn. I can provide you some of the resources and some of the techniques, like how to really get the interviews, like if you're not getting interviews.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so he said he will keep in mind. So yeah, so I guess it helped him. So also he is appreciated too. So wanted to show you that it was a very helpful session. So thanks Nitin for that
Mm,
also.
I'm glad that like it was helpful.
Yeah, so yeah. So I guess guys, I will add his LinkedIn profile in this video description. So after this session, you guys can see the recording, and in that thing only you can directly see both of this, mine LinkedIn as well as his LinkedIn. If you want to connect with him or me, whoever you want, just DM us on LinkedIn directly. And yeah, I think he said this. Um, yeah. So I guess we are done for today's call, Nitin. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining today's podcast call, and have a great day ahead. Bye everyone.
Thank you then, man. See you then. Bye.